Hello, this is Horror Chatter, and today we're going to talk about some stuff, and it's going to be difficult to hear. Um, Children are not, should not be hearing what I'm getting ready to talk about. Okay, it is sensitive. And what it is about the Epstein Islands, and the fact of the matter is, I've been looking into this since the pandemic. Okay, when everybody was forced to be in the house and everything. I mean, I've seen pictures that I can't unsee. I've seen an actual piece of paper with names on it, written, by the way. Okay, I saw that early on in the case. So, what I've discovered is that you have to understand, where did the kids come from? The victims of the Epstein Island, right? And, I hate to say this, but foster kids and adopted kids is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing it several times in the paperwork, by the way. Okay? So you got to understand that adoption is a very, very dirty game. And I'm just going to say that. I am adopted myself. I was in foster care for 8 years. Okay? I know what I am talking about on this. Okay? Once you're adopted, nobody comes to check on you. Nobody, there's no paper trail. There's no, you know what I'm saying? There's no paperwork to be done. Nothing. And when you're in foster care, it's even more dangerous because, you just throw the kid in a home that you don't know and you're not really sure about. And then you're paying this. It's a very dangerous and ugly game. Okay. But being the fact of the matter, there is stuff in this case that is very sensitive to the nature and abuse and deaths of children. You have to understand where these children came from. And this is what I'm saying. They need to open up an investigation on the adoption agency and their foster care agencies that, were supposed to cover this. Because I'm sorry, there's a way to find out who these victims are. And that's what's concerning to me. The concern is all of the victims, right? Especially the ones that got killed. Okay, and the disturbing things that I'm seeing, I cannot unsee for the life of me. I cannot unsee it. There is one picture that I do not. I'm going to tell you what the picture is, but don't go look it up. But there is a chicken, a human child that is redacted, so there is a dark over it, and a other chicken prepped to be put in the oven to be cooked and eaten, my friends. I mean, where do you get to the point to understand of how serious and how demented and how nasty this really is? And for the people who are involved in this, these are rich and famous people. I believe whoever is in the Epstein files did it. That's exactly what I believe. I saw a documentary, a little documentary the other day, and a kid had walked to the Epstein Island, which is the island now, and it will make you choke to understand that this is the place where children were tortured and raped and killed. You get what I'm saying? Loss of life is very important on any scale. So this is not something that can be swept under the rug. This is not something, Grammys, that you put an award show on to hide what's really going on. This is not something that people are prepping to go watch the Super Bowl. I'm going to be honest with you right now. I don't give a shit about famous and powerful people. They're all trash in my book. They're all trash. And I'm not going to go in my story of adoption and foster care, but there was stuff that happened when I was growing up, and it just weirded me out. Like, I'm going to tell you an example of the hidden evilness under adoption agencies and foster care agencies, okay? When I was adopted, I came to find out that the kids that I was playing with were other adopted kids. And it was like a whole, I don't know, a whole bunch of families in my neighborhood had adopted or foster cared kids. And to me, that was just weird to grow up and watch that, and until I went to school and saw that there were other kids around, of course. But, my connection to that, it was just weird. It was like we were all placed in the same place for a reason type ish. So to me, foster care and adoption care agencies need to be investigated. Okay? For whatever type of crimes has happened. This cannot go under the rug. This cannot go undone. You can't undo this. There's no I'm sorry. There's no, my bad. There's no none of that. There has to be justice for these victims living and done and those who have gone. Okay? So until the next time, this is Horror Chatter, and I thank you so much for listening and supporting.